And welcome back. Jason Christensen has been at the helm of the Dakota Wesleyan women's basketball team for 9 years now. He's fresh off his best year that included a national title. However, a health concern early this season put his coaching career on pause. KDLT's Nicole Griffith has his story.
Head coach Jason Christensen is the winningest coach in Dakota Wesleyan women's basketball history. However, his greatest battle came this November.
Routine colonoscopy, and the doctors here in Mitchell found a little spot, did a biopsy, found out it was some cancer, went over to the Mayo Clinic, pretty rare stuff. My Mayo doctor told me it was like finding a needle in a haystack. So I was pretty lucky.
Christensen's been coaching for 21 years, 9 at DWU. He's never missed a game. This cancer scare sidelined him for 3.
So then it became 2 games, and then it became 3 games, and it was one of those deals where I just didn't recover as quick as I did.
And the head coach's ability to fight wasn't questioned.
Jason's a leader. He's got so many great leadership qualities, and he brings so much to the table. From the get-go, he attacked it head-on, just like he has everything, and just like he has his whole coaching career.
I put a lot of things in perspective that month. A lot of things were going through my head. When you hear the cancer word or the C word or whatever, it's not a good word to hear.
The Tigers are roaring this season, sitting #1 in the country with only 2 losses. And it's evident they feed off their leader.
He's the heart of the team. He just cares so much, and you can see it when he's out on the floor. He's yelling, he's screaming, but it just transfers to us.
Luckily, the cancer spot was found in its early stages.
So I was able to have surgery on it. We took care of it. I'm cancer-free, and it's good to have it behind me, though. I guess that's the biggest thing. It's behind me now, and I can go back to coaching and doing what I love to do.
Possibly coaching his team to another national title. In Mitchell, Nicole Griffith, KDLT Sports.
Now, the Tigers are part of the GPAC game of the night on Wednesday night as they faced #3 Northwestern on their home floor, and it looked pretty good for the Tigers early. Sarah Carr with 3 of her 10 points, and Michaela Karst in the lane. And Jason's team led by a point at halftime, but the Red Raiders came roaring back in the second half. Haley Burks had 13 points. It was 48-44 at this point. Then Brianna Scheidemann nailed a couple of threes right in a row to put this game out of reach. What was a close game turned into a rout. 69-54 was your final. Both teams have 2 losses on the year. Well, the Stampede were back in action last night with a midweek game against Fargo. They wrapped up a terrific homestand in dramatic fashion. Here are the highlights. These are great highlights, by the way. Josh Nodler scores in the first period, the only goal of the period. It was 1-0 in favor of Carrie Eads' team. Second period, though, the Stampede would score. Brian Chambers notches his 13th of the season, and it's 1-1 after 2. So we stayed for the third period. Luckily, I wasn't shooting the game. Ryan Johnston put the Stampede ahead 2-1, but just 50 seconds later, it's going to be Ryan O'Reilly who ties the game with 8 minutes to go, setting up that dramatic finish that I was talking about, as Ivanya Zenkov is going to score with less than a minute to go in the game, and the Stampede win it. Final score 3-2. They face the Force again this weekend, both games in Fargo. Now the Skyforce, not the Force, we call them the Force, were also back home last night against Iowa. They fell behind by 18 points right away. Yeah, 18 points they were down, 25-7. That's just a horrific start. But luckily, they came alive. Duncan Robinson, 3 of his 21 points. Charles Cook had a nice dunk here as they would start their rally. He ended up with 19 points. On the other end, Canyon Berry would lead the way with 28 points for the guys from Des Moines. Nice backdoor pass. But Bubu Paulo and his team would make up that early deficit. He had 18 points, and at the end of the night, Nevada Smith was smiling, not in the shot we just showed. 133-122 your final. They're now 19-10 on the year. And that's sports. Well, I'll be right back.